Close your eyes for a beat. Picture a late-night seminar room on campus. The lights are low, a handful of us, mostly women. A couple of curious lesbians among them sit in a loose circle. A model of the pelvis on the table. A battered old book with notes in the margins. And a rumor on everyone's lip. The campus has an urban legend about a stone. They call it the moon knot. They say it was left by someone who wanted people to learn how to listen to touch. I tell that story fast. People lean in. Stories are like keys. They open you up to curiosity. Then I show the model. Scrotum, testicle, simple words, anatomy first. The scrotum is a skin pouch. It holds, it moves, it is sensitive in its own way because it needs to be temperature, protection, balance. You can talk about function and feel without turning it into a how-to. Knowledge is permission to explore safely. Now the fun part, we play a mapping game, not explicit. A partner asks, "May I explore?" and you answer clearly. Consent is the first thrill. We start on the non-sexual arms and collarbones and build a vocabulary for touch. Is it steady? Is it feather-light? Is it warm? We write words down. Then, if everyone agrees, the map may include more intimate territory. The point is not a technique. The point is language, safety, and curiosity. That is powerful. That is sexy in its own quiet way. I tell them about my own workshop night. A woman I knew, soft laugh, fierce brain, but a small velvet bag. Inside was a cool stone and a feather. We passed them around. We closed our eye. Each object changed how a simple touch felt. The stone gave a steady focus. The feather made the skin read the air. We learned that the mind steers sensation as much as the body does. That lesson stayed with me. Play with context, not just context. Add an urban twist. The moon knot legend says lovers who shared their maps beneath the full moon found a new language. Ridiculous? Maybe. Fun? Definitely. Use ritual if you like. Light a candle, put on music, make a list of safe words, carry a soft cloth. These small acts make your experiments intentional. They turn curiosity into consented exploration. Practical tip, simple, safe, not explicit. Keep a sensory journal. Note textures, temperatures, words that make you blush or make you smile. Talk with your partner about what those words mean. Try a slow experiment. One partner is guide. One is receiver. Trade roles. Always check in. Always stop if it feels wrong. Always respect boundaries, okay? The last thing I tell them before we leave, treat touch like language. Learn the letters first. Speak slowly. Laugh when things feel awkward. And remember, the moon knot is less a stone and more a promise that curiosity, when paired with respect and knowledge, becomes its own beautiful map.